Relationship of love. What is relationship? Let's start from there before we add love. I don't know today. You do know, so please tell me. So many of you are into relationship. Relationship, is it like a response? Rapid response? Maybe police responding rapidly to situations. The act of response. Is it relationship? To respond. Cooperating to respond. Tally. Correspondence. That is a meeting. To correspond. Taking roll call to see if all who are responsible to a task is available to their responsibility. So, rapid response is the cooperation of the police force to the citizens. That is, their relationship are that of responsibilities. However, this relationship fulfilled, does the police fulfill the relationship they owe to the citizens? You know, when you call police that something is happening in your next street or on your street, you have related to them, so their own relationship is to respond to that situation. Does that relationship get fulfilled at the end of the day, or does it not? As a good citizen, do you also report an ill activity performed by a fellow citizen, just like a woman driving while on her way, on her lane? This was a traffic control light, and the car beside her was where a driver and a little girl of 5 years. The woman noticed that the driver's hand was underneath the little girl's uniform. As the traffic moved, the woman double-crossed this driver and made him head to the police station so that the police will handle the ill attitude of the adult citizen. How many of us can do that? When we see some ill activities, you will remove your eyes and say, it's not your business. Okay, you also owe the police the responsibility of being a good citizen. Do your part and ensure that justice is served. So relationship is all cooperation, cooperative bank, relationship with customers. What responsibility do you owe to those banking with you? Do you fulfill it virtually? Relationship is to correspond, for something to align with another. So we get another word, alignment, correspondence. So now we know relationship. What is the different relationship that people have today? Acquaintance, friendly, partners, co-worker or colleague, marriage, love relationship, parenthood relationship, childhood, brotherhood relationship, churchhood, mosquehood, templehood, nativehood relationship, or business relationship, platonic relationship, serious, ordinary, or binding relationship, union relationship. In all these relationships, which one helps us to remain sane? Which one is the best relationship that can take away sorrow from you and add happiness? In all this relationship mentioned, we know that even the highest relationship for us as people, let's say maybe marriage relationship, okay? But so many marriages today Do you get fulfilled in that marriage? Do you get fulfilled, or you guys are just partners for a purpose? You guys are just united for a purpose, maybe to give birth to children, to raise children. Is that relationship a fulfilled one? Okay, maybe it's fulfilled in that aspect of raising kids, but individually, other aspect, does it serve you? Does it bring fulfillment all round? Let's check. It's not all marriage today that is filled with happiness. There are its ups and downs. Maybe most times the man might not meet up with the responsibility of the family, or the woman might complain of not having enough, or of the man not giving enough. Sometimes it might be the other way around. And relationship of childhood, do your children keep you happy all the time? A duty a child is meant to perform as a parent, as a mother, as a father, do they satisfy that relationship? Do you live with your children without complaint, without having to talk a stick on them? Do your children all perform wonderfully? They don't lie, they don't steal. There are some children who lazy about, come, take everything in the house, sell. Does that child fulfill the responsibility of being a child to the parent, or being a responsible child to the parent? Okay, let's come out from there. Let's check the relationship of acquaintance. Somebody you met somewhere, you've seen this face before. Okay, you people chatted, and the other day you saw him and you were trying to hello, hi, and it was like you weren't noticed, you weren't giving attention, and you were like, what? I know you from somewhere, and sorry, I've forgotten. And you got a cold shoulder. How do you feel? If you see that acquaintance somewhere else, would you want to warm up to that acquaintance anymore? It's not fulfilled initially or the second stage, and so you withdrew back. So such relationship, does it give happiness? Does it give joy? Does it fulfill you as a person? Okay, let's see friendly relationship. Okay, friends most times are very exalting, but you agree with me that most times we disagree, we argue. People who are best friends for a very long time can decide to have this huge quarrel, and they don't talk to each other till even death comes, and it takes maybe one or two of them. Friends can actually become very good friends to each other, and then after some times little thing can separate them. Does that friendship fulfill the intention of that relationship? Does it at the end of the day? Can you answer that? Okay, let's check the relationship of that of a union where you belong to, relationship of office, staff worker, employee and employer. Sometimes we found out that employee who works so hard and does her best or his best, most times the boss looks for a way to put this employee down, complains about his projects, complains about everything he does, even when he looks to be the best, even when she looks to be better off than other staffs, yet the boss do not acknowledge his or her effort. And this can even make other staff jeer at him, put him down, and all that. or most times you see someone who is doing very good, very well, you just don't like him because you feel he got all he takes, or he's showing off. You can as well go behind and paint him bad in front of others, or paint him bad in front of your senior staffs, or to the chairman, to the manager, to someone ahead of you guys, so that you can get more favor. Or you can see something that he made mistake on, you quickly go and report. Or there's some of you who will sit down on people's promotion, people's seminars. Maybe they gave some space that some people be trained, and you give it to those you feel are not capable, cannot challenge you, are not even wise enough to make a difference, because you want to remain on top. You don't give it to people that deserve it. You feel when those people go, they will outshine, and maybe they will be in a higher position than you, and you have to answer them, sir, because you have seen that they are very fast, especially when it happens to be a younger generation. You sit on their training packages. Maybe traveling outside the country, you sit on it, you give excuse until that form has expired before you bring it out, and they will like, oh, tell the boy that it's late, that people have finished submission and all that. Are you such kind of lawyer to your employees? Are you such staff to your colleague? Do you fulfill the responsibility of your workplace, of your corporation, of your union? Do you fulfill that? Okay, so I've seen, and we have all seen, that these different relationships most times have its pitfall. Most time it has its pitfalls, and we want to see the relationship that is really, really smooth and fulfilling. We will still want to see. We've talked about friends, we talk about marriage, have we really talked about marriage? Yes. Or children, parenthood, brotherhood in the church. How do you fulfill your responsibility to one another, people you owe such kind of responsibility? Do you feel jealous of your co-worker, of your member, the same brotherhood, the same church unionhood? Do you feel jealous? What are the relationships you keep with people you find yourself with in same organization, in same forum, in same body? How do you relate to bring them up, to make them feel accepted, to make them feel relevant, to make them feel important to the contributions that are going on when they try to contribute? Relationship goes a long way to give a little lift, give a little hand to others who you see are acting, or even those who are not acting. Give a little hand to lift them up to where you are, to your level, and become equal to you. Do any of us do it in our relationship? No. Just very little might be doing that, just very few. People who are in high position do not want you to come and meet them there. That is why they keep saying youths are leaders of tomorrow, and youths are leaders of tomorrow till they are full-blown grandfather and grandmother, yet they didn't lead anybody. Youths are leaders of tomorrow. They are not given opportunities for their ideas. Okay, So this relationship, is it being fulfilled? Because we know in this country, because that's where I live in, I can't use other countries that I'm not too sure about, though I might hear news or information, but I think where I live in is a very good sample, because I know that all our leaders today are still those ones who has been there since independence in their youthful age and still to their old age. And then recently the youths were encouraged to do what? To come into politics, and they all did. I can tell you quite a number of them, up to 5 of contested for the presidential position. Them that they were all shoved behind the curtains, and the same old folk were brought forward for the elections. Okay, so now, is there any way we can prove that all relationship that a man deserves has been fulfilled in any way? You might be fulfilled in your marriage relationship, but the children relationship is not fulfilled. You might be fulfilled in your working relationship, but your partner or marriage relationship is not fulfilled. You might be fulfilled in your friendship relationship, but what? Your lover relationship is not fulfilled. How do we get fulfillment in our relationship? What relationship can actually give us love, peace, and happiness? So what is love? Love is that ingredient that has truth, purity in it, and it has happiness in it. It has truth, it has purity, and it has happiness. That love contains these 3: truth, purity, happiness. That is love. If the relationship you are having today has love in it, you should be able to see truth, you should be able to see purity, and you should be able to see happiness. In other words, the relationship should be rewarding, it should be gratifying, it should be fulfilling. You are not into the relationship for any aim of this fulfillment, but it automatically fulfills, it gratifies. And so the relationship of love is an ingredient in that relationship. Love in every relationship we have today, even if it's government, even if it's household, even if it's societal relationship, if there is no love in it, there will be no progress, there will be no fulfillment, there will be no gratification. So love is the basic ingredient of a relationship. And so do we find love in all the relationship we have today? Do we? Okay, some people will say, well, so far as I have my wife, I don't care about anybody. I don't give a hoot about any other person. So far as I have my children, some wife will say, so far as I have my children with me, I don't give a hoot about what my husband thinks. Some people will have relationship with their wife, and they will just say, I don't give a hoot about whatever in the office. If he say he's tired and he doesn't want me anymore, I'll pick my CV and go to another company. So far as they are okay with their wife, they don't give a hoot about whatever they are. Is your relationship like this? The other one serves you, but the other one doesn't serve you. But you know that one that serves you can always one day not serve you well. So it's something that can alternate at any time, and you can't really rely on them, because sometimes the person who you rest your head on her shoulder, on his shoulder, can disappoint you one day. Sometimes you say, after I have my work with me, I earn so amount of money, maybe up to 1 million in a month. And so if the woman cares, let her just pack her load and leave the house. I got my work to what? To fulfill, to defend, is what makes me happy. And so you are glued to your work. You don't know how your wife is going through. You don't know how she's feeling. You don't know if the children are able to enjoy you as a father. All you care about is that money, that work, that money that the work, your office work brings to you. And because of that, you're on top of the world. You don't care about others. You don't care about your family. Do that relationship fulfill? Does it fulfill? Or are you in another end causing sorrow, causing pain, causing emotions to the person you are involved with? Okay, so what relationship can fulfill? Okay, so the relationship of God as the Father is a good sample of relationship of love. What did I say? The relationship of God as the Father is a good sample of relationship of love. The relationship as a father is that when the divine comes, he gives us the reward of what? Of our work, of our now, of our relationship with him and others. With him and others. How do I mean? For you to relate with the Father in a good sense, that means you must have related with others, people who are around you, in a lovely way, that no one will say, I am dissatisfied with this person. That no one will say, I am dissatisfied with her behavior, or with, not when they view you in a wrong way, because there is what they call law of karma, law of action. According to that law, even if that person is someone who is wicked and wants you to bow down to him, it will not count. The way they view you will not count. This is only when there is a certain way they expect you to behave, which you are supposed to behave, and you are not behaving that way. This is where it counts. This is where the law counts on it. Okay, what is your responsibility to people in around you or in that society? You don't say, okay, I'm in relationship with God. Every day you go to church, you carry your Bible, carry your Quran. You're always there 247 at every time, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, praying to God. But your relationship with those around you are what? Are very, very bad. Are very, very uncalled for. Are very, very brutal. How is your relationship? Okay, so you can't claim to be in good terms with God as well, and then you are not in good terms with those around you. Okay, so when we want to have a fulfilling relationship, we have to start with ourselves. I have to relate with myself, give that self-love. If I value myself, I will be able to value others. If I value myself, I will know that this thing I want to do will not be okay to them, because if I put myself in their position, it might not be okay with me. And so because I love myself, it helps me to love others. When you don't love yourself, when you don't love others, check yourself. You don't love yourself. And so what can keep us in that position to relate with others with such kind of love? What can only keep us in that position is the ability to realize that I am what? I am powerfully and beautifully made. Okay, so when you realize who you are in such form, okay, self-love, and you realize the entity whom is the divine, whom is not visible, whom through all things is giving testimony about, all things give testimony about. Even the spirit in you give testimony about the spirit. Okay? So when you are able to align yourself with this divine, you will be able to in turn relate lovely to others. So whereby the soul realizes himself and also realizes God, you will be able to also relate with every other relationship you have in a very lovely way, in a very beautiful way. And so, first of all, we say, have all relationship with the Father. When you have all relationship to God as the Father, you will fulfill. Number one is that your inheritance is guaranteed. What is that inheritance? Heavenly inheritance. What do I mean heavenly inheritance? It's not just coming into heaven. It's about your status. It's about how close you will be. It's about how you will be on the throne to rule the world when the world is good. Okay? So your status as a son of God is what counts in your relationship with God. You don't just wake up in the morning and pray and all that. In which way, what will be really great to God? Okay? The relationship to God as a mother. What is that relationship? How does God refuse her relationship to us as a mother? How does He refuse His relationship to us as a mother? As a mother, God gives us unconditional love, no matter what. No matter what, that love is there at all times. My child is a thief for living for me, or I love you like that. My child is a prostitute, so leave her for me, or I love her like that. Okay? That's unconditional love. It is not targeting you to remain the way you are, but that love is always available for you to tap from. By realizing your mistake and coming to say, this is all that I have done, and I am ready to move ahead as a better person. Okay? That is that notion of unconditional love. In relationship to God as a child, I cook every day. When I'm cooking, do I finish that food by myself for all the delicacies and enjoy the meal alone? Do I offer to Him? Do I give thanks and praise and gratitude for the food He has provided and call Him to come and eat with me? Do I also see others who have not eaten as children of God and give to them as if I'm giving to God? Okay, that is one of those parables that Christ said, when you do this to the least of my brothers are those who cannot provide for themselves. You do it for me. Because actually, it is not how expansious we are in faith we have become in our various walks of life, but how have I extended this fruits to others who have not been. Okay? Do I just keep rising and rising alone, or do I also use those my praises, those my accumulation of wealth, do I also use it to bring meaning to other people's life? Do I? That people can say, oh, I used to know this man as a beggar. I used to know him with one clothes. But these days, he's changing clothes. Have I put a smile in somebody's face? Have I fulfilled the intentions that people look at me and say, oh, how I wish this man is my friend so he can